Well, hello. Welcome once again to the Confab. I did want to tell you where that word came from before we go any further. Bill Barrett told me it came from the episodes of Beverly Hillbillies. And when there was a problem, the family would gather and have a confab. So we have continued the tradition of the Beverly Hillbillies. So think about what level of this presentation is. Just wanted to talk a little bit. This weekend is kind of a big weekend for the culture and for the church, and they kind of go together. As a matter of fact, they do go together. But I don't think we think of them that way. Of course, Saturday is Halloween. I have no idea what that means in terms of trick-or-treat. No one has ever come to the apartment we live in, so I doubt seriously anybody will this year. When we lived in our house, they used to bring them in wagon loads. So it's either feast or famine. Of course, Halloween is All Hallows Eve, which was most certainly a pagan celebration. I'm not sure why this time of year it unlike other things, it's not really tied to the moon or the solstice. I think it's just because things really begin to get dark this time of year. It was seen as appropriate to imagine that the spirits would wander around in the dark. When Megan was little, and she's going to be 42, please don't tell her I told you that, she was like in kindergarten or first grade. The principal of the school she went to sent her a note and said the children would not be dressing up for Halloween. And because a few parents had complained that it was a pagan holiday and that the school shouldn't celebrate it. What he didn't realize was that there were a whole lot of other parents who felt it should be celebrated because it's usually kids' favorite holiday next to Christmas, maybe even more than Christmas. So they wore costumes. So yeah, All Hallows Eve has its roots in probably great things like druids and people like that. What the church did then, which church was very clever at this, they took the day after All Hallows Eve and it becomes All Saints Day, which is probably not a big celebration for us usually because it rarely ever falls on a Sunday. This year it does. And so it's probably good to think about that Sunday is All Saints Day, and we're going to have communion, and we will name all the people who have died in the past year in the church, but also other people who have been whose names have been given to me to say. I think All Saints Day is really important, besides the fact that I always used to get congregations to sing for all the saints, and can't happen this year. But anyway, it is always good to remind ourselves that we are not alone in all of this, in the life of the church, that there are many who have gone before us. I know we think about, dear ones and that, but we also are surrounded, and the phrase is beautiful, by that great cloud of witnesses of people throughout the centuries who have been faithful to God's call, and in effect, kind of become our cheerleaders for the church today. We do not come out of nothing. We do not reinvent the church every year, but we do have traditions. That does not mean that they follow us into different times and different centuries, as they are. The church is always changing, but there is always a day to remember those who have gone before, those in the faith who have many paid the price for believing, many who were quietly faithful and influenced us. I have a whole list of people that brought me here in terms of my life, pastors and Sunday school teachers, and even members of churches that I've served, who were very important to making me who I am. I think most of them are dead, so you can't send bad letters to them. But also November 1st is the Mexican Day of the Dead, which again is a celebration of those people who have gone before. This time of year brings it out in us. There is a delightful, I don't usually do movie reviews, so I may have to start. There's a delightful movie called Coco that is about the Mexican Day of the Dead and remembering those who have gone before. I luckily lucked out and got to take grandchildren, but it's really very tender and very to the point that we need to remember those folks and not to worship them, to thank them for the lives they've given us and for the lessons they have taught us. So maybe this year, since November 1st falls on Sunday and it is All Saints' Day, maybe we can take a little more time to think about those folks and to remember their importance to us. I think that's all I have to say today. I think the confab has ended. Everybody take care, and hopefully we'll see you Sunday, either through the recording or through services here. Bye-bye.